I'm not angry.
This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
You totally set me up.
What?
Because you talked to me just before you hit that.
I do that, yeah, sometimes.
And I respond.
That wasn't today.
And then you get upset because I'm talking when the intro starts.
It's going to take forever to do this today. This is the podcast nobody will listen to. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast that will be universally
You mean
ignored
they usually
today. Yeah.
listen?
Well,
Okay.
sometimes we have
Right.
remarkable listenership. Stuns me.
It's true.
But not today. Because
Especially after yesterday.
It's the American Thanksgiving today, and so we're all glued to everything else that's going on today. There's football today. There's a parade today. There's World Cup soccer. Mm-hmm. So we're going to sit
And
here
now
for 20
that I found
minutes.
my tree flicker, I can take that all in
Thank heavens.
and be
Thank
comfortable
heavens.
and be relieved. That's what I mean about yesterday. There were a lot of people trying to help me find this stupid thing. So thank you.
Carmen Payne was our quote-unquote winner because nobody correctly guessed where it was.
How would they?
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. Technically, it was in the kitchen, right? Without giving it away where it was yet. It was in the kitchen. Was that the
That's where
room in
we
which
last night
it was
yes,
found?
Yes.
Was in the kitchen. So we let everybody say on Facebook, give us, and if you nail the location, and more than one person does, first person who gets it in, pair of tickets for the Belleville Senators game against Laval tomorrow. Nobody got it.
No.
How could you have, right?
Exactly.
Nobody got it.
Nobody got it.
So from the draw, Carmen Payne won. So we called her this morning to congratulate her, give her the tickets, and let her get in on the reveal of where the darn clicker was.
Hello?
Hi, Carmen. It's Mark and Charity Mornings. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Congratulations on winning the tickets with an incorrect guess. How often do you win when you're wrong? Never. Just with
Never.
us.
But it,
Nope,
So
never.
good.
but it was a good guess. What was your guess, Carmen?
I was the laundry room.
Laundry room.
And you weren't the
'Cause I
only
lost-
one.
I had lost my cell phone Monday, or I thought I lost it. And I
This
ripped my
week?
house apart.
Yeah.
I went back to work looking for it. I called a coworker. Her and I looked through the office, and yeah, it turns out it was in my laundry room. My husband found it for
He
me.
found
so-
Your husband. Okay,
Oh,
see?
boy, see.
Our husbands are amazing.
Did
and I
you-
feel your pain, Carmen. Isn't it so frustrating?
It is, because I knew I had it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, and I had no idea. I didn't even remember going down to the laundry room.
So you don't call your phone when you lose it? My wife calls her phone all the time.
We did. My voicemail box was full. and we couldn't hear it ringing down in the laundry room. Like, why didn't I go downstairs?
Yeah.
Oh, my
well,
gosh.
It happens.
Stupid.
Would you like to know where it really was?
Yes.
All right, Charity,
Okay, here it was.
please tell everybody, where was the remote?
So, like Carmen, I went home yesterday and ripped apart my house. We did. We were moving furniture. I say we because once my husband got home, he helped. Checked the kids' bags. Looked everywhere. And it was, as you said, Carmen, so frustrating because I remember the last time I had it. I know I was the
know.
last. I was the last one to have it, and it was so frustrating. Well, I forgot that there was another bag sitting under our desk about the time that it went missing. My husband clued into it when my son asked for a bag of chips. My kids still have some of their Halloween candy left over.
Oh,
no.
And they had gotten it down last week, and then I had put it back in the cupboard. And between that time, the remote had fallen in the bag because when Wayne was helping my child get a candy last night, he felt it sounded a little odd, dumped it out, click on the table. There it was.
Oh, my God.
It
In
was
the bowl of leftover Halloween candy.
But at least it wasn't absent-minded that I forgot it down in the laundry room. That was like
Yeah.
a legitimate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. I am just so thankful. Like
I know.
it was.
It's like it's such a relief.
It really was, especially after leaving here yesterday, going, "What am I going to do if I don't find it?"
I know.
Carmen,
I know.
you and your husband are off to enjoy the hockey game tomorrow night. Belleville Senators taking on Laval this weekend. Saturday night is the Teddy Bear Toss. So if you're going to the games, look forward to that on Saturday. But you enjoy the game tomorrow night. And thanks for playing along and helping Charity out, Carmen.
Yes, thank you, Carmen.
Thank you, and I'm glad you found it, Charity.
And I did tear apart my laundry room, too, thanks to Carmen and the others who suggested that. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like who would guess that? No one's going to guess. Oh, if you have any leftover Halloween candy, did you check that bag or bowl?
Why didn't I think of that? What was the second, though? That second when it fell out of the bag, when Wayne heard it,
Yeah.
clicked it, and it fell out of the bag. Like, what was, please, put that into words.
Okay, I had my back to them. I was getting supper ready. So this was pre-supper.
Okay.
And my son had asked for a bag of chips. And I had said, no, we're going to have supper.
Because that was in Halloween candy.
It was in the it was these. That's all we have left. When I say candy, everybody's like, "I'm surprised. What is that?" You have the candy part is actually gone. These are all the little bags of chips that we bag up and disperse as we need it. So I said, "No, we're having dinner." I wasn't really paying attention, but Wayne asked him to bring it over anyway, and I wasn't paying attention because in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I was texting you saying, I still can't find it because you were so confident I was going to find it yesterday.
Yep.
I even felt like, yeah, I'm going to find it. Hadn't found it. I was starting to, stress out a little bit thinking, what am I going to do? Like, this is ridiculous. It's got to be here. It must have gone out with the garbage because I can't find it anywhere. Like, I'm in my own zone. And, I forget what he said to me. I'm trying to think now, but he said something to catch my attention. And I turn, I said, we got to find this remote. Like, it's ridiculous. I said, it's got to be here somewhere. And he's like, do we? Do we have to find it? I said, yeah, we do. Mark's waiting for me. All these listeners are texting in. I said, I got to find it. And my voice is going up as I'm talking to him. Totally unaware and not paying any attention to the tree, which is now blinking. And Wayne holds it up and he's like, do we have to find it? Look who found it. And yes, you're right. It took a split second, and seeing that remote, I thought I was going to cry. Honestly, I was like, oh, you found it. I was so excited. I'm like, yes, where was it? Where was it? And he holds the bag up. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Of course. Because it sat under the desk. Because I don't even know why we'd pulled it out, but I do remember the bag of
hockey game
chips,
snacks or whatever.
Yeah, sitting under the desk. And I had put it away and totally forgot that it had ever been there.
Yeah. Because that's the funny thing is because everybody had said, it's just going to be somewhere you forgot. Well, clearly it's somewhere you forgot.
Yeah.
Or you'd remember.
Because I looked in their
notion,
backpacks. I was trying. We have a bin of craft, like a bucket full of craft things under the desk. And I had pulled them out and probably emptied that bucket 2 or 3 times, thinking it must have fallen in here. Yep. We lifted the couch up. We were pulling, it's so infuriating.
Yeah.
So infuriating.
So understanding.
As soon as he held up the bag, it was like, oh, yeah, it totally makes sense.
Well,
and funny
I'm glad
enough,
you got it. Yeah.
Thank you, so am I. And funny enough, with our winner today, too, Carmen, she had misplaced something this week. And same thing, she said, it's just infuriating because you know you had it. And she had totally forgot she had found it in her laundry room, which is what her suggestion was on our Facebook page, because that's where it had been. But she said, I don't even remember going into the laundry room. I'd forgotten completely that I'd even gone in there with it.
1 week ago, you turned 43?
Yeah. Thanks.
It gets worse when you get to be my age.
Thanks. It's like overnight, isn't it? Because that's when I lost it. The day after my birthday.
That's it. And it's not the losing. That's not it. You don't start losing things more often. I honestly believe we lose the same things. What happens is the frustration level kicks in immediately now that I'm older.
Of not being able to remember where it is?
Yeah, like if I misplace my keys, I'm pretty patient while I look for them when I'm young and then I find them. If I go to look for my keys and they're not where exactly the first time, now I'm pissed. Like I'm mad right away, and I'm mad, and every minute it gets worse. And then of course, because I'm an idiot, it's like, Kath, where'd you put my keys? And she's like, what made you think So now I'm mad at her. She's mad at me for asking, and it's okay.
Everybody's mad and angry.
The keys are over there where you put them down because you came in from grocery shopping. You put them there in the kitchen. oh, that makes sense, but I couldn't be calm enough. So that's what I mean. When you're younger, you can be calm and patient. Now it's just, I go from 0 to nuclear when I lose something. So I think it's
Good
remarkable
to
you
know.
waited that long because I feel dumb. I'm not mad they're lost. I'm mad at myself
Yes.
for losing them.
And I think that was it. And the disappointment,
Yeah.
I wasn't lying. The pressure I felt yesterday going home. It's like, if I don't find these keys, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
it's going to be somewhere ridiculous. It's going to be somewhere
was.
that I should know. At the same time, who would have guessed the Halloween candy?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm just glad. I'm glad it's back. I'm glad I know where it is now. That's all.
Also today, by the time you're hearing this podcast, it will be over. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that was going on. Nice lineup change on that. That's one of those things about COVID that we missed. I mean, they did it, but you couldn't go. So didn't they just televise it or make everybody stand 6 feet apart a couple of
Especially
years
in
ago?
2020.
Oh yeah. So that was.
You weren't allowed to be. You wanted to know who started that parade? Sorry, I just see that.
Yeah. So what's the first float?
The guys in blue. So police officers lead the way on their
Attaboy.
motorcycles.
Yep.
And then
Turkey
it's
float.
the turkey float.
Turkey float.
Yep.
I
It's
can
a
picture
great
it.
Big. It looks bronze. This giant turkey leads the way.
Have you ever been to Manhattan? Ever been to New York?
Not yet.
I have never been. I know. Same thing with me.
I will be.
When I say not yet, I want to go. We were going
Yeah.
to go back in the spring. We were like half deciding. Like we thought the numbers were okay COVID wise, and then it just kind of fell apart. We
Yeah.
couldn't take the time because Cass been and loved it, but I don't know that I would. And then I don't know if I'd go during the Christmas, but I'd want to.
I would.
I'd want to see the tree.
I would
it would
want to
be
skate
so
at
busy.
Rockefeller and see the tree. I want to see a Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
My parents have been, and she really enjoyed the Rockettes. And she's actually talked about going back with my sister and I to see the Rockettes, who I would like to see. Central
Sure.
Park.
Yeah, all that
See it
stuff.
all.
Yeah.
Yep. I would love to.
Because I follow enough people who live in New York on Twitter that are sort of like in the entertainment district, whatever, and they talk about restaurants they like.
Mm-hmm.
And so things that you wouldn't necessarily find in guidebooks, of course, but if you
Yeah.
ever go, you need to do this. And so all that kind of stuff. And to me, that's the real New York.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I want to do some of the touristy New York. I want to do a selfie in front of Madison Square Garden. Sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to go in there and see anybody perform or play a game. But the restaurants around there, I guess there's a small little pizzeria that sells New York slices and a Fanta Pop in a cup for like $5. But it's the best pizza you'll ever have. And it's this little hole in the wall across from Madison Square Garden. I want to go because I hear about that. Anyway.
One day.
What else? Yeah, one day. What else is going on today? What else did we do? It's a pretty quiet day other than that.
I was going to
After
say the fog
yesterday.
kind of took over again,
It did.
and then we talked about Macy's and the Thanksgiving south of the border. We did not talk about the grandma and the young man.
We should
Are we
talk about
saving
that
that for
today.
tomorrow, or do you want to
Okay.
talk about that today?
Well, tomorrow on the podcast, we have Connie Carson. Connie wrote the book Memories of Belleville. She, a longtime real estate agent and community spirit award winner, if there was such a thing. And now she's written a sequel called More
More
Memories
Memories.
of Belleville. And I laughed, said, well, when you start working on even more memories, and she laughed and said, oh my gosh, that is going to be the name of my third book. Of course it is. But it's an enthralling story because my first thing was like, well, the second book is the things you forgot about in the first book. But you'll find about this Facebook page she's been using to
Yeah,
help
it's pretty cool.
delve into the memories of the town and how far afield the memories come in. Like, I don't know, Australia?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm
People
a
who lived
member
in
of that
Belleville and helped out. Yeah.
Facebook page, and
Very cool.
it's very cool to see pictures of Belleville. Yes, we've come a long way, and the city continues to grow. But to go back and see where
Yeah.
and how it was, it's pretty awesome. So, okay, let's talk about
So
this today.
Connie's on
then.
the show tomorrow.
If we're going
and,
to talk about that
yeah,
tomorrow.
Because I love this story.
I do
There
too.
is so much good about this story. And the thing is, it's not contrived.
No.
It's not made up. It's a legitimate, sweet story.
Are you familiar with the story?
Not at all.
Because I stumbled
And yet
across it
I
a couple
think
of years
I am,
ago.
But I love it.
So Wanda Dench sent her 24-year-old grandson a text back in 2016 inviting him to Thanksgiving. Unbeknownst to her, her 24-year-old grandson had changed phones. So changed his phone number. So who she thought she was texting was not actually who she was texting. She was texting Jamal Hinton, who was 17 at the time. Perfect stranger. I don't even know how close they were geographically, but just some random person she got a hold of. They went back and forth because of the confusion, sent selfies of each other to prove that, wait a minute,
Right,
this isn't
yeah.
the person I think it is.
Okay.
And at the end of it, Jamal asked her, he's like, well, can I come for dinner anyway? And her response is amazing. At the time, she said, of course you can. That's what grandmas do. We feed everyone.
Oh.
So he went to Thanksgiving dinner with Judy, to Wanda and her family. Jamal went to this Dench family Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That was 7 years ago. They have done it now every year since. Jamal goes to her house every year for Thanksgiving. And they don't just talk at Thanksgiving. Since this has all happened, since 2016, they talk year round. They're constantly in contact. He took her for her first tattoo. He was also there when her husband passed away in 2020. And that might have been when I first heard about it. But he's now part of her life, and she says that he's part of my heart. He's part of our family, and he says the same thing. She's my family. So, and not that they both don't have
Exactly.
their
Yeah.
own families, but through this text, this mistaken
crazy
text
thing.
they've created this bond between the two of them. They were on the Today Show earlier this week. Netflix has approached them about doing a documentary about their story and
Yeah.
all the rest. So it's just, you're right. It's just a feel good story. What people can do when you open up your heart and your home and just let people in, the relationships you can build is just amazing.
And there's lots of stereotypes too being torn down because a grandma and a teen shouldn't have anything in common if they texted each other that they would want to talk about. And yet,
not
connection.
Exactly. And not that this needs to be pointed out, but again, the stereotype of this is an old white woman and a young black teen.
Yeah, yeah,
And they've come together.
right.
And it doesn't matter. Nothing matters other than the fact that they made this connection. And now,
And I give him
They're
a lot
friends.
of credit for saying after, can I still come
can
for
I still
dinner
come?
and sit with your family?
And I wonder if he didn't just mean it as a joke. Like, yeah, can I still come? Like,
Yeah.
you're
Hey,
talking
you
to me. Yeah,
invited me,
you
yeah.
invited me. Yeah, maybe
And
I'll
when
still
she
come.
sends back, of course you can. That's what grandmas do.
We feed people.
And don't you think in your heart, even if you had somewhere else to go, that I think I got to know a woman like this?
Yeah, I want to go.
It says, of course.
I want to go and meet this woman.
I want to meet a woman who's got this much love for people that, of course, I'd be welcome as a total stranger to her home. And
Yeah.
the family she's going to feed will probably be pretty remarkable.
Because how old was she? She's 65 now.
Oh my
So
gosh, she was
40,
my age. She was like 58, 59 years
57,
old.
58, and he's 17.
And
So
he was
again,
17,
as you said,
yeah.
that stereotype of a teenager to invite just some random teenager into your home.
I don't think I could invite a 17-year-old stranger to my house
you
for
don't know
Thanksgiving.
how it's going to go. You don't
Yeah.
know.
Like, think about that. It's a great story, but could you
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
How much love would you have to have in your heart to say, absolutely, come on Christmas Day where we have all of our family traditions. I know it's Thanksgiving, but let's move it to Christmas then. And invite a total stranger that you just happened to meet on the phone. And think that would work out. Because, of course, it did.
Yeah.
It did wonderfully.
Yep.
That's remarkable. That's such a good story.
I love it. I do.
Yeah.
I really, and it's great that it comes up every year. Every year it seems to have a spotlight on it. And I think that's wonderful because it reminds people to, instead of closing doors, let's open a few.
And Jamal's got a girlfriend she met, right? Was
Yeah, he
Jamal's
brought
around?
Jamal, what's her name?
got
I
her
think it's
name.
Michaela.
Right.
She too was there when Wanda's husband passed away.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, she's been
so
to the
she's
meal.
been there at
Like
Mementos. So
Wanda
when-
is part of his
Yeah.
life, and he's part of hers. There's
when
no
Jamal
question.
and Michaela get married, like Wanda is going to be what?
Well, she'll be at the
Oh
wedding,
my
no
gosh.
question.
She'll be sitting up near the front, bawling her eyes out.
No doubt, absolutely. There's been talk, or there's mention in the article that she's moving next year. That Wanda will move, putting more distance between her and Jamal. And his response to that was, "It doesn't matter. I'll drive however far I need to."
Oh my God. Yeah.
This is a connection and a bond that they've created.
You can be related to your family. What do they say?
Yeah.
You know, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. He's decided that's my grandma.
Yeah,
He may
family
have-
isn't always blood.
Right. That's the better saying.
Yeah.
He may already have two grandmas, but now he's got three.
Now he has Wanda too.
And he's got one he chose.
Yeah,
And that's a great story.
it is a great
Because
story.
virtually everything else in the United States now, somebody dying
Just a
somewhere that
mess.
didn't have to.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's terrible. Tomorrow being Black Friday, join us tomorrow morning. We're going to highlight what else is going on around the world, including Black Friday here in Canada. We talked about how the American Thanksgiving sort of bleeds over. I remember when there was no Black Friday in Canada. And
Yeah, it was an
everybody used to
American thing. People used to
leave
go.
to go take part. And then, I'm going to take the Friday after Thanksgiving. Oh, why? Oh, because it's Black Friday. Well, not here. That's only in the, now it's everywhere.
And to be honest, I've been shopping Black Friday deals for almost a week now.
Oh, I know. That's
Like
the other
it's
thing.
not even tomorrow now.
Yeah.
You don't have to get up at 3:00 in the morning and get in line for something that goes on sale at 5. A lot of stores start their sales
Mm-hmm.
the week prior.
The stampedes that used to happen because the TV would be on sale.
Yep.
And thankfully that's
Gone.
away.
Or
gone
diminished.
away.
Yeah.
And so Black Friday's coming up tomorrow morning. We're going to have that story. And dad joke's good. I think so.
okay.
For
Is
Galaxy
it a
of
shopping joke?
Games.
Or is it a Christmas joke? Is it
It's
a Christmas joke?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a Christmas joke.
Well, that's good
Not a
because we
Black
kick
Friday
off Christmas nights tomorrow night, too.
Yeah, 6 until midnight, and every night sounds like Christmas Eve here on 95.5, 6 until midnight. Got a lot of texts like, when's that going to start? Black Friday, it starts. And then head on over to Jane Forster Park. We've got 6 parades in the Quinte region this weekend.
All over the place this
Oh, my
weekend.
gosh. So how are you going to keep it up to date on that? Wake up with Mark and Charity Mornings coming up tomorrow morning. Enjoy your day. I'm going to go home and football out.
Yes, you are.
Peace out, homie. There is nothing but football to be had for the rest of the day. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Back tomorrow morning on 95.5 Hits FM. Enjoy your day today.